Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going to jump into game one right away. It is FXL Leenock against Mal's Morrow. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be a really nice Terran versus Zerg. We already talked a little bit about it, Gretorp, that Morrow prefers to play Terran against Zerg, and I really like it. I really like it. It has been discussed at the GSL, because as you know, at the GSL the matches are arranged well in advance, so people are preparing for that one particular match, and some of them were a little bit curious if Morrow would be able to switch his race in the different matchups, but the GSL agreed, and now he is trying to compete. So Morrow is doing pretty well in Korea, but Leenock, of course, is one of the best Koreans out there, one of the best Korean Zergs, and therefore this match will be just epic.
Yep, and for those of you that don't know already, it's not Khaldor that's fighting, it is Morrow on his account. Khaldor did not use his space-time continuum and then switched to Terran, train that up just for this particular matchup. It is Morrow, so just to let you know, in the bottom left-hand corner, it is Leenock. I'm sorry to burst all the bubble. You know, I'm going to not reference that anymore. That way, all the people that are just tuning in be like, wow, Khaldor is really good at Terran. He should just go into pro gaming.
No, my heart still beats for the Swarm, I'm sorry.
Well, nevertheless, we'll see if Morrow can stand up to the might of this Code S Zerg. Leenock is going to scout out his opponent with this drone. For the most part, I think this is the most standard thing we possibly can see. We're going to see Reactor Hellion expand or some sort of variation, most likely out of Morrow. And Leenock's just going to go and take his, 15 hatch, and it looks like a 17 extractor, 16 spawning pool.
Yeah, so I just want to tell people just, again, maybe they haven't watched the clan war earlier between Liquid and Mouse, how come that Morrow is actually using my account. So Morrow has been at the GOM house for a couple of days because of Chinese New Year. So he was staying here for a few days, and because of all those different versions that have access to the Korean ladder, it's the Taiwanese version and the Korean version, he didn't have a computer that he could use and where his version would actually work, so he used my computer and had to therefore to use my account as well. So just for all the people out there who were wondering why exactly he had to use the Khaldor account and not his own.
Okay, and I'll tell the real story. Khaldor paid him money to actually go on his account and play against these top Koreans.
I confess, I mean, come on, I made up this beautiful story about Chinese New Year and everything, and you just told. You just told me.
Chinese New Year being celebrated in Korea. What a joke. This guy. Khaldor, it just, your story doesn't add up.
There's just no fooling you, is there?
What can you say? But very standard super play. Super standard play, not standard super play. Although it's probably super play as well. Metabolic boost being upgraded. Dude, I hate to say this. I'm Asian. No, I don't hate to say that. But I'm Asian, and I forgot that Chinese New Year was on Monday. And I didn't realize it, but like fate had it that I just ended up in a Chinese restaurant at that point, and they're like, "Oh, happy Chinese New Year." I'm like, "Crap. Yeah, happy Chinese New Year." I didn't call my parents at all. I'm screwed.
We realized because at the GOM house around here there is one store, one small restaurant where we always buy food, like always, and it is a 24-hour restaurant, so you can always buy food, doesn't matter when.
Awesome.
And it's called Tasty Food, and Tasty Food was closed on Chinese New Year for the first time since I've been in Korea, and I was really frightened. I was like, oh my god, they're telling the truth this time. 2012, we will all die because Tasty Food was closed, and I couldn't believe it. We will all starve. So someone had to explain to me what was happening, that for roughly 3 days everything will be closed, and that's actually the case. Everything is closed.
Oh yeah, of course. Asians take their holidays very seriously. Obviously. I mean, well, I shouldn't stereotype like that. But I know in my house, like, we don't do anything for Chinese New Year. I get to take off school. That's how awesome it is. Well, I don't actually get to. I just do it. But whatever. Potato.
The one thing that Leenock is just doing right now is attacking, putting a little bit pressure onto Morrow, and Morrow will lose not only that Marine and one SCV, but probably the Mule as well. So far, he has been building another command center. We talked a little bit about that in the past, that a lot of Terran players are now trying to get that early third command center against Zerg because they want to get a little bit farther ahead in their economy. And on the map that we are playing right now, this is something that you can definitely pull off, because you can just build the command center in the main base like Morrow is doing right now and just lift it off to the left. But he should definitely take care of those destructible rocks if he wants to before he takes the third base.
Now, one thing I want to mention, that Leenock, even though it was so minor, taking out that one Mule represents a gigantic advantage, especially for the build order that Morrow is trying to do. I mean, Morrow was trying to supercharge his economy, and with removing that Mule, it really messes up his economy quite a bit in this early game stage. And we actually have him, you know, this command center, it won't actually materialize all too much anytime soon, just because obviously you lost 270 minerals. You need that to just keep producing the SCVs and get a big army, so that'll definitely hurt. Whereas Leenock, look at that income tab, 55 harvesters to 36. He's looking so good.
And Leenock is also known for his style that he is always building a huge army on Tier 2. Well, not always, but quite often he decides to drone up on 2 bases, then just build a lot of units and attack with them. And we see him taking a hatch again, a third one, a macro hatch, and he has just tons of Zerglings being built right now. Whereas Morrow is on 2 barracks and just now switching the starport with the factory to get access to the medivacs, and now adding more and more barracks as we speak. But will he be finished with all those production buildings in time to counter Leenock's upcoming attack?
It's going to be quite tough at this point. Here we go. He's pushing forward, and this could be really advantageous. Oh my god, the Marines are actually caught out of position, but this helps quite a bit. Again, Leenock able to get the perfect look at his opponent's base. He sees not only... Oh, did he see those SCVs, you think?
Well, actually, Morrow, sorry, not Morrow. Leenock is still preparing the big attack. He just finished his Baneling nest, and look at the amount of Zerglings that he's just now accumulating. He already has 52 of them, and is building more Zerglings with every lava that pops out. He's building 14 additional ones and getting the speed for his Banelings as well. So this is basically what Morrow has to deal with, and now he's losing all his Hellions. That can't be good.
An amazing pick-off right now. I do want to mention that he has, look at this, +1 Carapace, and what that basically does, if you look at the Hellions, they deal 14 damage to light. No longer, they only deal 13. So instead of...
hold that thought, Gretorp. A bunch of Lings is now attacking the third base of Morrow and is forcing him to retreat with all those SCVs. At the same time, Morrow now equipping all of those new build barracks with reactors, and they won't be finished in time because right now Leenock is streaming a lot of Zerglings towards Morrow's main base.
Yep, Morrow's in a huge amount of trouble right here. The Zerglings are just streaming forward. None of the units are actually in place. Morrow doesn't have any Hellions to actually clear this up. Just a single tank. I don't think no siege mode isn't even finished. These SCVs are just completely forfeit. The third base is completely denied. Morrow in a terrible position. 82 supply to 105. It's very even. The harvester count is actually surprisingly... What the heck?
21 Banelings being warped right now. He is just going for it. Jeez.
Yeah, and he has no choice, but, you know, with no siege mode, these Banelings, they have speed. Here we go. He's going to surge forward. Can they actually connect? GG comes out. Khaldor is going to be eliminated from the first game. Just kidding, it's Morrow. But Leenock, just constant aggression. He was just poking, and then just masked up and went for the death blow, man.
Yeah, and Morrow didn't expect that. And the timing was perfect for Morrow. Sorry, for Leenock. He didn't know this. But Morrow, in his main base, built those 3 additional barracks, which put him up to 5 barracks. And he was equipping all of them with the reactors. But the reactors just finished at exactly the same time when all those Zerglings were streaming into his natural. So there was just no time for Morrow to build up an army that could counter those Zerglings. So the timing was perfect for Leenock.
Yeah, I mean, his build couldn't have worked out more perfect than it did. did right there. Morrow basically fed him the perfect type of build order, what Morrow was trying to do, and I saw that he was taking a third. It looked like he was just taking all out like aggression. He was using Marines and Marauders and Medivacs and Hellions to try to gain map control, but he just could not get it. It got completely busted into his face, and with that, the counterattack was just way too strong to stop. He was trying to just force his opponent to play a little bit more defensive. He knows that it's cross positions, but Leenock, just being ever the aggressive player that he is, capitalized and was able to take out his opponent. So a very swift game in this in this series for game number 1. We're gonna actually move on into game 2 in a little bit, so stay tuned. Right now, Leenock is up 1-0. We will be back with the Sunday show match series.